Hi, this is Dawn Jones with the City of Stillwater. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast. Today's topic, fire safety. Joining today is my co-host, Melissa Reams, Deputy City Manager. Our guest is Chief Terry Essary, and of course, our producer, Michelle Charles. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Dawn, for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome, as always.
And I am so glad that Terry could join us today. Terry and I have gotten to be, I would call us friends, good friends.
So. Yeah, absolutely.
Since Terry became, you've been fire chief now for a year and a half?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Next month it'll be 2 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we've worked on a lot of changes at the fire station. Terry's implemented just so many different things. And one of the things that we are working on now is the rural fire contract and trying to really assess what it costs us, what our cost to serve is.
Yeah.
Are we going to see any changes in the contract this year?
We won't see any changes this year. The company that we're working with is going to take a deep dive into that starting tomorrow, actually.
Yay!
Yeah, so we're going to start working with them tomorrow. But the contract goes per calendar year. So we're not going to have time to get it done, obviously, before January.
Right.
And we don't want to spring any big changes on anybody right now either. We want to give people plenty of notice. So we're looking more probably next year. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to look at, we follow the calendar year, but of course city budget follows fiscal year. So
Right.
It might make more sense to follow that as well. What that looks like, we're not sure yet. There's going to be a 6-month gap one way or the other, but we'll figure that out. Something that's fair, and we'll communicate that, make sure everybody has a heads up as to
Equitable for
what
everyone.
we're doing. Absolutely, yep.
It was funny because you and I were just talking about that, going from a calendar year to a fiscal year. And I can't remember, I don't think it was Dawn. Somebody mentioned to me that they had heard that people love the rural fire contract, but the fact that the renewal period's in December, and sometimes when you're trying to buy Christmas for a bigger family, $100 is precious.
Yep, I did. Yeah, we were talking about that
Yeah.
because someone brought that to my attention and just mentioned that even though it's $100, that $100 is pretty significant right after the holiday season.
It is right now, $100. Well, it sounds like it's not very much money, but it really is to all of us.
Yeah, it is.
Hey,
It
that'll
sure
get
is.
you a half a tank of gas.
I know.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Well, maybe a quarter of a tank of gas.
Yeah,
Unless you're
depending
driving
on
a
what you're
diesel.
doing. Yeah.
How big is your truck?
Yeah.
But I think those would all be, or that change in particular would be pretty good. And so if we think about renewal period being June, July timeframe, that's when I think most people feel like we have the biggest risk of fire.
It is.
But I've learned from you that may not be true.
Yeah, and of course it's kind of a different risk at that point because it's the season that we're in June, July. But right now, with the winter weather that's kind of hit us, and we have the holidays where everybody's gathering together and cooking and decorating their trees and lighting candles and things like that we all like to do this time of year, the risk changes. And right now, we're in a pretty high-risk season for lots of reasons. And really, I don't know where we want to kick that off at, but there's about 27 different directions I can go. So I just want to make sure we stay on the right track.
You just touch on all the
All
highlights
right, well,
that you want to share with
all
us.
right, well, let's start with candles. And let's start with
man.
candles. I know.
I'm feeling attacked right now.
Yeah, because
You don't even know. You don't even know. My daughter loves candles,
Yeah.
and she's never been allowed to have them.
really? Well, that makes perfect sense. And, yeah, you live with a firefighter, and those things get squashed pretty quick. But candles, obviously, the open flame and just the atmosphere that it creates, and then the smells of the candles. Right. I'm pretty sure everybody likes that, but in this time of year, it even makes more sense with the holidays, and just kind of goes with the holiday decorations. But also with that comes a danger of fires for lots of reasons. One of them is people will put them too close to their decorations.
Right.
You want to keep them at least, at the very minimum, a foot away from other decorations. Keep them up and away from small children, from cats. Even, you know what? You can put them wherever you want. If they want to get up there and box them around and knock them off, they're going to do that anyway.
Right.
So you got to be mindful that
Yeah.
You know, if you have pets, that they can get to them, so you got to be careful where you place them. And then there is the please don't ever do this. Leave it lit while you leave or
Yeah.
while you go to sleep.
That's right.
And that's not uncommon. In fact, my daughter did that recently, and she no longer can have candles either.
Oh,
So yeah,
girls, I'm
yeah.
so
But
sorry.
you know
That's
what?
how
We
it
came
works.
home. Her room smelled really good,
Yeah, it
but I
did.
was really not happy.
Right.
It seems harmless, and most of the time things are going to be okay until they're not.
Right.
Yeah, so please don't leave candles lit if you're not going to be supervising them. Watch your kids, watch your pets, and don't put them too close to other decorations.
Well, and you guys have been pushing out great information on your social media accounts, and you
so.
continue to do that. And with, educational tips and information. And one of the things that you pushed out recently that I appreciated was the information regarding the overloading of the outlets, the power
Yeah.
outlets,
Oh,
and the
that's-
strips, the power strips.
Yeah.
And plugging the lights right now with all of our decorations.
Yes.
It's just a big old bundle of love right there.
It's a big bundle of love. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to visit from the fire department in a bad way, just put all those together and just see what happens.
So if you have a power strip, should you not use all the holes in the power strip?
No. Really, those power.
Then why do they give you
No,
all
I'm
those
so
holes?
glad you asked. So, all right. So, power strips are made to plug in sensitive computer equipment. Things
Okay.
that are low
Okay.
voltage, things that are not going to draw a lot of energy and create a lot of heat. Unfortunately, they're so easy to use that we end up plugging lots of things in them that they weren't really meant for, including other power strips, which is please don't ever do
daisy
that.
chaining things.
Daisy chaining.
So darn convenient.
bad.
It is.
It's bad.
And
Yep.
they gave you all those plug-in places.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to use
So
them
we
all.
can't use
Yeah.
all of them?
Yeah.
No.
No hesitation either.
So, and not to mention, there's a lot of them out there, the power strips that don't have internal circuit breakers. So you want to
that's
make
true.
sure, if you're going to use one, make absolute sure that it says on the box it has an internal circuit breaker, which will have a little switch on there that's where you can reset it. But to continue that, of course, not everyone, but a lot of people like to have Christmas lights.
That's
It's
right.
Christmas time, holiday lights. And that's a big, with power strips, you don't want to use power strips outside.
Right.
You do not want to use them outside. For today example, it's not really raining, but it's damp, and they're not made for that. So you're going to create a fire hazard there, which
Okay,
could
so
start
you're
a
telling
fire.
us that
Yeah.
electricity and water.
It's bad.
Don't
Dawn.
mix.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay,
It's
okay,
very,
noted.
very bad. So you don't want to use them outside. You
That's
don't want to
right.
overload them, and they're not used to. You don't want to plug your refrigerator, or even the microwaves into them. Those need to go straight into the wall.
Oh, that's good to know.
Also space heaters, right? Straight into the wall.
Oh my goodness, yes, please.
I'm so glad you
Yes.
brought up space heaters,
Oh,
actually, because
yeah.
that is a subject that is very important, even not just at home, but even in your workspace.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Right now, heating fires is one of our leading causes of home fires, whether it's the holidays or not.
Right.
And space heaters are right up there at the top of the things that are really, really dangerous for lots of reasons. One is they'll tip over, and the newer ones have switches where they're supposed to shut themselves off. They're supposed to, doesn't mean they will, and people put them too close to other things that will overheat and catch fire.
Right.
So, space heaters, kind of like, I put them in the same category as candles. I mean, they have a very good function and they work great, but
Right.
they also pose a really high danger of catching things on fire, including your house.
What about heating blankets?
Ooh, heating blankets. I would be careful of those too. Yeah, because if the wires inside, if they get damaged,
Yep.
then
You could get
you could
electrocuted.
I was
potentially get
always
shot.
raised and told not to use them, that they're dangerous, and I will tell you, I didn't listen.
Okay, I'm going to tell you that I am not allowed to have an electric blanket
Yeah.
in my house either.
Yeah.
We have a whole list of things we're not allowed to do in our house, by the way. Just
But
so
really,
you know.
it just comes down to being aware of the equipment you're using, whether it's a heated blanket, whether it's the the heater, like you said, the candle, just all of those different items that we love to utilize, the power strips, and just kind of being cautious, and common sense plays a role in some of that. And, I definitely will call myself out first to say that I have used every hole in the power strip.
Me too. So, Terry, do you think people use those kerosene heaters in their house? Because my son has one that he uses out in the garage.
In the garage. It happens.
But that's not what they were intended for.
No, it's not, because
it's more of an outdoor thing.
It is, and they're great for workspaces when you have a huge open area where you have lots of free-flowing air that you can get fresh air, because you can get buildup of carbon monoxide, which can be deadly very quickly.
And that would also be include like generators.
Absolutely.
Because as we get into potential ice,
Yep.
and we're without electricity,
Yeah.
if that were to occur, it has before.
Yes.
Generators can be very, very dangerous if not utilized properly.
Yes. Internal combustion engines produce carbon monoxide, and when you place them inside, that builds up, and that is not conducive to life for very long.
Right.
So people have to be very, very cautious of that. If you're going to use a generator, again, it's like these other things. They have their place, and used properly, they bring a big benefit, but used improperly, they can be very dangerous or deadly.
And many of these concerns, if people have questions, they are more than welcome to contact our fire departments.
All the time. Yeah, we're always here. We're always ready.
Do you all work with people as far as, you can get a carbon monoxide detector, right? And you can also get a smoke detector.
You can. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And is there a program that the fire department administrates that helps people get those in their homes?
Yes, we have carbon monoxide detectors that we loan people for certain situations, and just to kind of get them through until they can get one of their own. And then smoke detectors, we have a program that we help people get access to those, and if need be, we'll help them put them up.
Good.
So, yeah, we want people to be as safe as possible, and using those two types of things, they're low cost, especially now, high quality, low cost, and they have huge benefits and huge returns on investment.
So, Terry, what about chimney fires? Are you going on very many of those right now?
So far, we're not. So I will kick in there that we recommend that every year before you fire up your fireplace, that you have it inspected by a licensed professional. And that's for a couple of things. One is to make sure that you don't have any openings, cracks inside the chimney that could let embers and hot gases into the structure of the house. And two, that you don't have a large buildup of creosote, which can catch fire and cause issues as well. So,
with the holidays, we'll kind of wrap up with this. But with the holidays, we're all doing a lot of traveling. And little ones need to be in their car seats, right? Not my... I'm going to tattle on my daughter-in-law. She calls it, what did she call it? Riding dirty.
Riding dirty. Yeah, I have one of those too.
Oh, my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. Well, her mother just lives about 2 blocks away from her house, and she doesn't want to strap the kids in, so she says she's going to let them ride dirty. And I'm like, no. But y'all have a program. You have people on staff who are certified child car seat inspectors, right?
Yeah, we have several. We have at least one on every shift, and if you would like for us to help you check and make sure that your car seat is installed properly, or have us install it from ground zero, we'll be glad to do that. Okay. Just give us a call and make sure that we have someone available, and we'll get you set up with the time and a location and make sure that happens.
Great, because we want everybody to have a happy holiday
100%
with their family.
Yeah, safety first.
Yes.
And the little things that we do every day are the things that are going to make a big difference on having a healthy and safe holiday, and that's what it's all about.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, we're just so grateful for you and for Assistant Chief Halcomb and just all of our firefighters. You guys truly go above and beyond, and in my opinion, exemplify a service above self. So thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you. It's our pleasure. We're lucky to be here. This is what we love to do, and we're just grateful we get to do it.
Well, thanks for tuning in today. Thank you, Chief Essary, for joining us. Hey, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. Together, we are investing in municipal excellence.